What's up, everyone? You know, this channel's bread and butter, if you will, has been... What the hell was that sound I made? Has been DC Multiverse. So let's do something I haven't done in a while. This is my favorite comic-inspired or comic-accurate, for a better way of phrasing it. My favorite comic-accurate DC Multiverse figures. I know a lot of people don't like the raised sculpts, and when he messes with the suits, or the new 52 stuff, or the extended DC stuff, or whatever the heck you want to call it. A lot of collectors just like plain sculpts, no texture work. They want it to look like it jumped out of the comic. I am a fan of both, admittedly. But of course, I love it when a figure looks just like the comic book. Like this guy here, who should be in focus. I don't know what's going on. I'm not a tech major, baby. I'm a jackass in his garage talking about toys. So let's get to it. Next, on Toy Gains. Toy Gains! Yes! You and me, baby! Toy Gains! I can't take it anymore! It's Toy Gains!
So anyways, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Let's start with one of the best and one of the newer releases I'm going to show today. This isn't going to be like number 10, number 9. I don't have a top 10. This could be 12 figures, 8 figures. I'm just going to pick up figures in my toy garage that catch my eye. This figure is so good that even non-DC Multiverse collectors are grabbing it. It's one of the definitive soups. I would say if you have the Mafex Superman, the Mezco Superman, and this Superman, you have 3 of the best Superman figures ever made. From head sculpt to the cloth wired cape to the hands to get them in a nice pose. Crypto, if you have any questions about what the accessories or any modifications I made to these figures that catches your eye, leave a comment and I will answer those questions. Yeah, great figure. Can't say anything more about it. I guess this would be Silver Age, maybe. I don't know. You know, there's something with the black border around the S that makes it a different era. I'm not a comic expert. I'm just a toy collector who loves toys. So if you want to leave a comment as to that as well, I will pin it and you will help other viewers. Let's move on. Here's a figure I feel came and went and had little fanfare. I don't know. I didn't see a lot of pictures of him. I didn't see a lot of posts in the groups. Maybe because it was one of the first collector's editions and that $30 price point scared people away. Regardless, this is one of his best figures. He has raised sculpt work. He has some bells and whistles with the flame hand. He came with other effects and other hands. Just really knocked this one out of the park. This is one of McFarlane's better figures that no one really talked about. And like I said, took pics of. I tend to judge these things, and just a me thing. I talk about this all the time on the Mega Power Show to you guys. I follow, you know, I'm a pervert. I follow a lot of butts and stuff like that on Instagram. But I also follow a ton of other toy collectors and I would say professional. Yeah, they're getting paid because their posts get so many likes. And I see a ton of images of the Batman and the Banes and the Superman. I didn't see a lot. And I judge the hype for a figure based on how many times I see it scrolling through my phone or people talking about it. But yeah, try to track this one down. He's a perfect comic accurate DC Multiverse figure. Another newer release figure I throw on, I guess, a villain, anti-hero, whatever you want to call him. He does have some texture work left over from Speeding Bullet on the arms and legs, but I feel like it kind of adds a little depth to this suit. People said it lacked paint or lacked something, but if you look at images from his earlier comics, this is 100% accurate. It's a really nice sculpt, really nice looking figure. It is kind of peg warming, and I don't know why. I thought this would get better attention and have better sales. I don't know. I think it's a great figure, easy to find, which is always nice. So if you don't have this one, highly recommend. Penguin here is just another home run, another terrific comic accurate figure. There's some subtle details in the sculpt work that I love, especially around the belly with that button clinging on to dear life. The little buttons on the chest also clinging on to dear life. Wonderful figure. Perfect comic book figure. I had to add the cigarette. If you ask me in the comments, I will let you know. Privately. Not privately. I'll let you know how I did it. It's not that difficult. Great figure. I did review this figure, so check this Penguin figure out. He is really good. Let's stay on theme here with one of his cohorts. This Riddler's great. Now, a lot of people said, oh, he's way too jacked to be the Riddler. Way too jacked. If you look at Silver Age Riddler, he was pretty jacked. I think there's been some rumors he's going to make the the Riddler like in that coat. So we are getting another Riddler before the line is over with. But this is a really good one that you need to pick up, and you want to flesh out those villains, those Batman villains, and he's really, he has a few more to make, but he really has nailed these. And of course, we will move on to another great release for them Rogues villains, those Gotham villains. Didn't come with a gun though. That is the gun that came with the new what's his nuts, Gordon. Now, that's a bummer. He could have given a briefcase or something to flesh out the release, because it's a great release, and besides the lack of accessories, this is a digital release, which is that dopey price point where you get a dumb digital figure. The pricing for McFarlane, I know it's probably to make money where he lost money in the year 1 and 2 with all them unique sculpts, but still frustrating. If he could have put the, not pinstripes, but the cross pattern on the orange side or one of the sides, it really would have made this guy 10 out of 10. With that being said, though, great head sculpt, great looking figure, great comic book accurate figure. And boom, let's just go right into the main guy. Can't have Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, Catwoman without a good Joker. And it took him a while. He had some decent Jokers. The Arkham one is really good. The 2 Arkham ones are really good. And the first release from maybe year 1 or 2 isn't bad, but it took him a while to get here. Some people don't like the face. I think it's really good. I don't like how the coat is sculpted directly onto the vest, where he's done figures that were that separate. But sometimes you got to save money where you can. I get it. Still, great release, great comic accurate DC Multiverse figure. I figured I'd put these two goofballs in together because they're comedic characters, and they're both, bug themed, but they're very fun. And this was the gold edition that comes with a ton of hands and accessories. They really jump off the shelf with the colors. I have these two next to one another. Ambush Bug, I loved throwing these clothes on him. He's such a fun, blank buck where you could throw clothes on him. You could maybe use that head for other sculpts. If he's worn everything from Superman's costume to other wacky costumes. So really, it's up to you and your imagination to have fun with this figure. So yeah, these two are great. This Red Tornado's sneaky good. I think there's some reuse though from the original Green Lantern figure he did. But regardless, very nice looking figure. I like the head sculpt, the paint work, the gold pops. It's real gold paint. Even a little dopey effect that I don't use, making him look like, he's a tornado, is clever and fun. This is a figure that came and went. If you didn't go to Target that week, you probably didn't get this figure. And that's the thing that probably besides, height inaccuracies, I know people still complain about the character choices. I think that's much to do about nothing, because I told you, the last time I did this video, someone questioned the releases. And I think that next week, Two-Face was announced and released. So after I make this, maybe we'll get some more figures that people want. I think by the end, I think he has them locked and loaded in the archives to make, or in the chamber. I think they will come out. But besides height issues and scale in the line, scarcity in the way that the figures have been, put out into the world is very weird. Subtle thing I like is the way it looks like. It looks like the leg is in the boot. And I know it's I don't know if it was done on accident, on purpose. Sometimes companies will do things without thinking and it comes out perfect. This is one of the few figures, like normally the sculpt is right to the boot, like this Shocker figure. This looks like his leg is in the boot. And I like little weird, subtle details like that. Brings the figure to life. Let's break up this sausage party, huh? Get a couple of ladies in here. Now, the Wonder Woman, he's gonna make a new Wonder Woman that's closer to like original appearance Wonder Woman, and that's great and all. He needed to re-release this Wonder Woman either in a 2-pack or a 3-pack. How about this, Todd? How about this, gang? You release like the Court of Owls, and you release the Bat family that had like Batgirl and Nightwing, Batman. I forget who else was in that. It was a 4-pack. Okay? Why don't you release the Trinity? You know what I mean? How's that for an idea? Get your Batman, get your Wonder Woman, get your soups in a nice package, sell it for $100 and whatever you want to make. It would sell like gangbusters. Do it, Todd. People need this Wonder Woman figure. I don't mind her being tall. You can pawn her off as being like this Amazonian, but the Power Girl, as gorgeous as she is, the boob window, using the same thighs as that Wonder Woman, great. But she's too damn tall, man. Like, you really have to pose her by herself on a flight stand, and that's a shame, because if she wasn't that tall, she'd be one of my favorite figures in my collection. With that being said, a lot of good things going on here. Great body, cloth wired cape, good head sculpt, good stuff. I talk about this figure a lot. I don't care. I know people love the damn NECA. The NECA Batman is he's too jacked. Batman, sometimes he's drawn really jacked, and I get it, but I don't think anyone associates Batman for like this super strength. He's not Captain America. He's not, Wolverine. He's not, he's jacked. Depending on the artist, he'll look more jacked than other artists. But we think Batman, we think outsmarting people. So this is the perfect buck for Batman. The NECA one is too jacked. You might be hearing a lawnmower, so I might have to wait and come back in. But you won't know that because of editing, baby. Yeah, Nightfall Batman. Beautiful figure. I know you're probably thinking, why are these together? Well, Aquaman comes with that Triple H side-eye head, but this digital Flash comes with that unmasked head. And I know many of you use the Flash Gordon NECA head to put on there, which looks very, it does look really good. And I have done that, but I like the no fuss of just being able to pop a McFarlane head on there, and the peg works. So if you have these two figures together, they make really good comic accurate representations of Aquaman and Flash. Really gets no better. They look really good. They've since re-released that Flash. They've since kind of re-released him with that awful screwball head. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so that one does have a nice orange, but I don't mind this one. I did paint some things to make him look more Super Friends. But yeah, I like these two. Plastic Man here is so good. If my buddy JBTM sees this, I'm sure he'll leave a comment and be excited for this one. I absolutely adore this figure. My only gripe is it's a Build-A-Figure. I think Plastic Man should have been a deluxe figure. I think Mattel deluxed him out. I know you guys are going to bring that one up, and I'm happy for you if you own and love that figure. I've never had the opportunity to get that figure. I didn't find out about it until it was too late, and I think it's awesome. This Plastic Man should have gotten that treatment. Deluxe box. Give him all types of wacky things he could turn into. And, you know, he really should have been a solo release, fully decked out. But if the figures that were in this Build-A-Figure wave, the Aquaman, the Batman, I forget who else. They were good figures, though. I don't mind the wave. Who was the fourth one? Now I'm losing my mind. Aquaman, Batman. There was another one. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I love this Plastic Man figure. Let's move on. This was the digital Green Lantern. And now a lot of these classic, you know, I've shown you Plastic Man, Blue Beetle, Green Lantern here. I forget who. Well, a lot of these share the same box. And I can't predict the future, but I can only go by what I see from the Motu line. And I love the wrestling line, but the wrestling Mattel figures use a lot of the same bucks. So this is a little, in my opinion, a glimpse into the future of what you're going to get from Mattel. I don't want to, I'm going to probably collect them figures just out of, it's going to be something new and shiny on a shelf. But this figure in 6-inch form is what you're going to get from Mattel. And I know that's what a lot of you want, and that's fine. But you're going to see buck after buck after buck reuse. And that's what McFarlane is doing kind of now for these classic comic-inspired figures. Good head sculpt on this guy, with that being said. And, yeah, just didn't like the price point of that stupid digital deluxe dumb code for something no one ever uses. Now, this figure doesn't pose worth a shit, but he really looks like he jumped out of that Mike Grell story arc. What's it called? The Long Bowman? The Long Huntsman? Looks just like it. My only gripe besides the posing is this wasn't painted. It was yellow, then it stops. It's like, come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Besides that, great looking figure. Like the head sculpt. A lot of good things going on. Just tough to pose because of those good things. Like the way this comes down. You know, the way the head is in this hood. I mean, what can you do? You know, you want it to have that look, and it does, but it also is going to prevent articulation. So it's a double-edged sword situation. This darn figure is beautiful, cloth-wired little half cape. I do like the head sculpt. This is another Wonder Woman situation where people are still trying to trade for this figure. This freaking platinum was easier to find than the regular edition. In my review, I griped about this darn figure, and McFarlane actually emailed me because they saw my gripe. Very, very unique situation there. Because it sold out in like 6 minutes. What the hell, guys? And it never really went to stores. And the old one has that texture. This is overdone, overworked texture. That figure doesn't even hold up because this figure is so darn great. But again, scale, availability, the two Achilles heels of this line, in my opinion. I could deal with scale. I mod figures. I don't always pose them next to one another. But if I can't buy it, then how do you even deal with the scale? That's the bigger issue. And I figured we'd end with one of the best figures in the line, the Cyborg Soups. Gorgeous figure. This is every bit as good as the first figure in this video, which was the Silver Age Soups. Now, I didn't do Mega Figs. I figured I could leave that for its own thing. I didn't do deluxe figures that came with vehicles like Lobo. But these are probably, I mean, I knew going into this what figures I would pick. There's other ones I really like. Mr. Freeze is great. I even think Boomerang is great. Maybe we'll do this again. This was fun to do. Some of it was a little memory lane. Some of these figures are on shelves. Now, let me know, geez, some of your favorite picks. Do you agree with this list? Do you have others in mind that you think are much better or deserve to be on here? As always, take care. Have fun.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Woo! Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah!